let me. All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Dixon Okungweni. I'm here today to analyze the market with you, starting with the fundamentals. Yesterday by 7 o'clock to 7:30 p.m., we saw the Fed meetings, the Fed conference yesterday, and this caused a lot of volatility in the market. And for some newbie, they may never understand what happened yesterday evening, and everything will look so surprising to them. Okay, but actually what happened is the Fed has decided to start tampering the asset purchase program. They have a program in place before. You know, during the pandemic, they pump a lot of money into the market, into the economy, so to say, so that money will be in the hand of business owners. This time, seeing that, okay, the pandemic is like winding off a little, they decide to start the asset purchase program by buying bonds to support the stock market. Okay, so mere mentioning of this strengthens the dollar. Okay, strengthen this dollar, and also they mentioned about tightening the monetary policy in 2022. So mere mentioning of this strengthened the dollar. So the dollar was strengthened yesterday, and that is why you see Euro USD went down. It first of all went up because people do not understand what they're going to say. Then later went down. Euro USD went down. GBPUSD went down. AUD USD went down. XZD USD went down, and so on. Gold also went down. Okay, so that was yesterday. So today also the market is going to be a little bit volatile today, Thursday. So be careful with your money. Be careful with your money, because this is for education purpose only. We are not financial advisors. Therefore, be careful with your money. Trading is a risky business. Be careful with your money. All right. So by 8:30. By 8:30, okay, this has happened already. This is 8:15. This has happened already for the euros. Okay, the PMIs for the euros are lower than expectation. Lower than expectation, but not much, not too much difference. Okay, but that might have a little impact on the euro. Leaving that, we also see PMI for euro around 8:30, especially 8:30 for XMB monetary policy assessment. That is interest rate for Swiss franc. Interest rate for Swiss franc. So if you trade the Swiss franc, CHF, JPY, USD, CHF, if you trade the Swiss franc, then this will be very good for you. Look at what they're going to say. Are they going to increase rates? I don't expect any economy to increase rates at this moment. What I expect they should do is to leave rate unchanged and mention in future that they're going to do this in future. If there's any mentioning of increasing rate in the nearest future, that will strengthen the currency. And if they mention they're going to cut rates or do something about reducing rate, that is also going to affect the currency in the nearest future, to affect the currency negatively in the nearest future. So the German flash manufacturing PMI, the German flash manufacturing PMI will affect the euro at that time also. And from 9 a.m. also, we also see different different PMIs also. So PMI's figures actually are for purchasing manager index. And these figures are very important because they help out in the retail sales and the manufacturing industry. So if the manager sees positivity in the economy, they tend to buy more goods or services that will help the company, or that will help, yes, their establishment. So if the figures released under the actual is higher than the forecast or the expected, then it's going to strengthen the currency. But if the figure release is lower than the forecast or expected, it's going to weaken the currency. All right, so that is that on that. So we leave that, we go to 9:30, we see the manufacturing, different PMIs, service PMI, manufacturing PMI affecting the pounds, service PMI, manufacturing PMI affecting the pounds at 9:30 a.m. So a drop in figure will weaken pounds, an increase in figure will strengthen pounds. All right, so by 12, we have monetary policy meeting and interest rate, assets purchase facilities, and so on, affecting GBP, Great British Pound, at 12 p.m. Pounds will be very volatile at this period. So if you are a trader of pounds, GBP USD, GBP JPY, GBP AUD, and so on, be careful at this moment. Euro GBP, be careful at this time. Pounds will be a little bit volatile, but watch out for this. If there's any mention of they've mentioned it before. Actually, that's BOE, Bank of England has mentioned it before, that they're going to tighten monetary policy. But if they emphasize that again, it's going to strengthen pounds. You see pounds being strengthened. If they emphasize that again, if they speak more on that, like in 2022, we're going to increase rates, we're going to tighten the monetary policy, you are going to see pounds being strengthened. But if they speak negative about it and raise concern about the Delta variants of COVID-19, then that may weaken pounds. So watch out for this. Listen to it on Bloomberg, or go to bloomberg.com website and listen to this. Okay, so I don't expect them to increase any rate at this time because of how the economy of the world look like now. So I don't expect any rate to be increased, but mere mentioning of this in the nearest future will impact on the currency seriously. All right, so leaving that, we see Canadian dollar, core retail sales and retail sales by 1:30 p.m. Nigerian time. So if the figures are lower than the expected, it will be bad for the currency. Higher than expected, it will be good for the currency. Then we see PMIs, manufacturing and service PMI, affecting the dollar at exactly 2:45 p.m. So if the figures are higher than expected, it will affect the dollar positively. If the figures are lower than expected, it will affect the dollars negatively. Okay, so this is today on our fundamentals. Let's switch over to our technicals and see what we have for today. Okay, let's see what we have for today. Let's switch over to the technical, starting with Euro USD. Can you all see my screen? Can you all see my screen? I need a yes from you guys. Can you all see my screen? Okay, yes, yes. Okay, good. Okay. All right, guys, thank you. All right, I believe everybody can see my screen. That's good. Okay, everyone can see my screen. All right, so with what we have now, Euro USD, yesterday, we saw the move. We said the buyers yesterday was bearish, and markets follow our buyers, though it went up a bit first before dropping. Now, today, Euro USD buyers is also bearish. Please, when I say buyers is bearish, it doesn't mean we are placing instant trade. Please be careful. All right, so buyers is bearish. Okay, resistance at 1.1715, 1.1715 resistance level, and support at 1.1665. Support at 1.1665. All right, so let's switch over to 4-hour time frame and take a look at this. Okay, so if there's a rejection from 1.1715, that will lead us to 1.1665, and if 1.1665 is broken, that will lead us to 1.1610 level. Okay, 1.1610 level. Okay, so with all this, Euro USD is going down because the PMI number was low, so that may affect the downward movement of Euro USD. So if any candle closes above 1.1715, it may cancel the downward scenario, and that will lead us to 1.17450 level. Okay, 50 level. So my bias for Euro USD is bearish. A close above 1.1715 may lead us to 1.1750 level, but a rejection from 1.1715 level, this level you're seeing now, rejection from this level will lead us straight to 1.1665, and a break of this will lead us to 1.1610 level. Bias is bearish. If you look at Euro USD critically now, the candle that is forming is looking very bearish, but we don't just jump into it. We wait for that candle to form, to finish forming. Okay, if you finished, that is by 10 a.m. Nigerian time. If this candle finish, 4-hour candle finish, if it shows a pin bar like this, that is a sign that we are going down. And that's a rejection candlestick pattern. Okay, it's a sign that we're going down, and you can follow through down to 1.1665, and a break of that will lead us to 1.1610 level. Bias is bearish. Okay, let's leave that and go to GBP. Sorry for that. I guess it's Nigerian network. Okay. Now, GBPUSD. If you look at GBPUSD, bias for GBPUSD is also bearish. Bias for today is bearish, and we'll see resistance at 1 point. Come in, let me bring the closest resistance. Let's take a look at the closest resistance at 1.3690. 1.3690 is the closest resistance, and the support at 1.3610. 1.3610 is the support. So a close below the support will take us down to 1.3570, and a break below that we go to 1.3520. Bias is bearish. Let's go to 4-hour time frame and see what the market might likely have for us on 4-hour time frame. Okay, so with this, if price continue upward and get to the resistance at 1.3690, then if we see a rejection from there, then that will lead us back to 1.3610. A break of 1.3610 will lead us to 1.3570, and a break of that will lead us to 1.3520. Remember the fundamentals coming up by 12 p.m. for pounds. If it's negative, it may drive pounds far downward. Okay, but if it's positive, it might drive pounds upward. So bias for pound USD today is bearish. Watch out for this and trade responsibly. All right, so leaving the pounds, let's go to AUD UXD. AUD USD has been playing around this place since yesterday, around those points since yesterday. We kept this trend line, and it's hitting on the trend line, and we're expecting the trend line even despite the move yesterday. So what we see here is bias for AUD USD is still bearish because of this big rejection candle. So the bias is bearish, and for now we see AUD USD is trending towards the resistance at 0.7280 level. That's a resistance, 0.7280 level, and the support is at 0.7200 level. Then on 4-hour time frame, we take a look at 4-hour time frame, we'll see what this guy is doing. We'll see what this guy is doing presently. Okay, so let me see if I can get a very good trend line in place. Okay, to see the price is still respecting this. Coming, see how price is reacting to this. Okay, good. Okay, good. This is the trend line in place. So that trend line is going to really guide us when price finally gets to that point. Okay, when price finally gets to that point. So this is AUD USD. No fundamental actually except dollar news that will be coming up. So if price continue this up, it might go and hit this conference zone, which will be very good for a rejection. But any break will take pounds up. But a rejection from that 0.7230 level will lead us down to the next trend line. And if this trend line is broken, it will lead us to 0.7200 level. Bias is bearish. Bias is bearish for pounds. All right. So I leave pounds. I go to sorry, for AUD USD. I leave AUD USD. I go to NZD UXD. NZD USD yesterday moved up from this bottom up, then came back down and closed bearish. Bias is also bearish. For NZD USD, bias today is bearish. I believe some of you would have made some little amount of money from this guy yesterday, because we were somewhere here when we drew this and we were seeing a bounce, and it moved up to exactly our resistance level, then drop again, then did a first breakout from this guy, and is trying to trend up now. Okay, so from that point, you see the resistance is at 0.7055 and the support at 0.6970. 0.6970 the support, while the resistance at 0.7055. Bias is bearish. Okay, so if this guy continue to move up, as we are seeing, if this guy continue to move up like this and get to this resistance, I'll be looking for a reversal candlestick pattern that will lead us back here, or a break of this guy that will lead us up. So any of this is going to happen. Okay, so bias is bearish, and I expect this guy to go below this and then to the support at 0.6970. And if there are stronger forces, it may lead us down to 0.6930 level. Bias for NZD USD is bearish, but watch out for 0.6055 level. If it's broken, then it can take price up to as far as 0.7155 level. But if there's a rejection from 0.7055 level, then we are going to experience a drop towards the trend line, then a break of that towards the support at 0.6970, and a break of that will lead us to 0.6930 level. Bias is bearish for NZD UXD. Okay, that's that on that. So watch out for this. Let me see if I can be able to put in my trend line. Let's see, can my trend line fit into anywhere here? Okay, but not a strong trend line though. Not a strong trend line, so let me remove it. All right, so we will leave that and we go to USDCAD. USDCAD has been pumping down because Canadian dollar is strengthening. Why is Canadian dollar strengthening? Go and look at the price of oil. The price of oil is shooting up. So as oil is shooting up, Canadian dollar is strengthened. Okay, that is why you see USDCAD is falling and it's moving downward. All right, so from this, you will see that our bias for Canadian dollar remain neutral. It's neutral for now, no clear trend, remain neutral. But if it continues what it's doing presently and closes below 1.2740, which is our support turn resistance, 1.2740. If this candle closes below that point at 10 a.m. Nigerian time, that will lead us down to 0.2600 level. Sorry, 1.2600 level. Okay, that will lead us down to 1.2600 level. Bias is neutral, but watch out for this. But remember, this is a triangular pattern, that has been formed. Remember what we said about triangular pattern. If they are clearly broken, okay, if they are clearly broken, price may move that same distance of close to 145 pips downward. So if this is broken, so price may move 145 pips downward, which is around this place. Okay, so watch out for this. When this was broken, price moved that distance upward. Now it's forming another one that looks like it. So if it's broken, you might move that distance downward. Bias is neutral for USDCAD. Bias is neutral for UXDCAD. So watch out for the close of this candle, because if it closes below 1.2740, that's a sign that we are going downward to the next support at 1.2600. But if for any reason it closes above 1.2740, that is telling us we are going up to 1.2850 level. Bias is neutral. Then finally, let's go to gold. Yesterday we said gold bias was bearish, and we see price reacted and moved in the direction of our bias, but we went up first. That's it, moved up first, seriously up, high, very high up, but could not close above our resistance at 1781. So there was a rejection which drove price down to as low as 1760, and now price is playing around this point, but the buyers still remain bearish for gold. The buyer remains bearish for gold. Okay, and as gold is moving, any close any close below 1757, any close below 1757 will lead us to 1741. Any close below 1757 will lead us to 1741. But if this guy comes and hits on 1757 and bounces, that would be opportunity to trade it back to this sharp trend line. It's an opportunity to trade it back to this sharp trend line at 1781 confluence zone. So watch out for this. For gold this morning, buyers for gold is bearish. Buyers for gold is bearish. This is our fundamental this day. Everyone, thank you very much for coming. Okay, thank you for coming. These are technical fundamental today. Thank you for coming. We may not have much time to answer questions today, to interact because of some pressing issues at hand I need to go and solve as soon as possible. But tomorrow by 7:30, by 8:30 a.m. will be another very good time for us to meet and discuss. Thank you all. Do have a pleasant trading day.